Alright, welcome back. Round 2 in our 8-man with Suicide Zoo. We vanquished Grixis Control. So here we go, we are on the play. And this hand has a lot of things. It's got double Death Shadow, which is definitely strong, but needs a lot of work to get there. We do have one Street Wraith, an Overgrown Tomb, so we can deal 4 damage to ourselves. I guess our turn 1 play could be Overgrown Tomb, or cycle, Thoughtseize, put ourselves to 2, 4, 6, 14. If we draw a fetch from there, we can cast 2 Death Shadows on turn 2, but it's definitely not very synergistic with, like the Curd Ape and the Monastery Swift Spirit don't really help in that game plan. On the other hand, we have 2 shots at another land, and if it's not there, we're in a lot of trouble. This is one of those weird hands that's, I think, perfectly fine to keep, but it's also perfectly fine to mulligan. It just depends on how risky you want to be. We have 15 lands in our deck, which means we're like not even 50% to hit a second land from here. The math gets thrown off a little bit because we have like 12 cantrips, but 4 of those are Mishra's Baubles, which wouldn't help us if we drew it. Like, if we drew the Mishra's Bauble naturally, we wouldn't get the card off of it until our next turn. I feel like this hand is, like, I think it'd be perfectly fine to keep it, but I'm going to mulligan. Too many things can go wrong. I can get in a lot of trouble, and I think there are better hands out there. And this one's perfectly fine. Marsh Flats grabs, it doesn't grab Stomping Ground, which is the land that I want to go with the Godless Shrine, but it can grab a Blood Crypt. Yeah, it can grab Blood Crypt, which will cast the Swift Spear, and then I can cast the Probe, at least swing in for 2. I'll get a cantrip off this, and then another draw. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need one more fetch. The rule is 2 fetches plus 1 cantrip, cast a Death Shadow as a 1/1 on turn 2. So like a fetch and a shock doesn't do it. It breaks me down to exactly 13, which will make Death Shadow a 0/0, which is not really where he wants to be. But yeah, this hand's keepable. So I actually think I might save the Probe until turn 2, just because I know I'm gonna be casting the Swift Spear, so I can get an extra damage out of it. I think the Marsh Flats is a pretty strong tell that we're not on burn, but I don't know. Our opponent could be expecting we're on some weird burn type deck. I don't know if that would change up any of his plays, but I feel like it's worth noting. Sleight of hand, so probably Twin. Twin or Storm, I guess. Polluted Delta, I think, is a pretty good sign that he's not Storm. Alright, Become Immense. So we'll play the Swift Spear. Play the Probe. Looking for a fetch here. Alright, he is on Storm. I did not know Storm played Polluted Delta. Okay, so he's going to cast Electromancer next turn, and then from there just start going off with things. And there's not really much we can do to interact with him. We're just going to hope to kill him as quick as possible. We drew another Become Immense. That's terrible. Alright, in there with the Swift Spears. I feel like we might have 2 more attacks, but if we're not able to play this Death Shadow next turn, we're in trouble. If we hit a fetch, we're great. We can cast the Death Shadow, 1, 2, 3, and then from there we can start casting Become Immense. But if we whiff, alright, that's good. Yeah, so Thoughtseize does so much work in this deck. I love the card. It pumps the Swift Spears, makes them 2/3s. They can swing past the Electromancer, though I doubt he's ever blocking with the Electromancer anyways. Gets to nab a card, and it also helps us kill ourselves, which is great with Death Shadow. So he can add 1,000,000 mana. This one costs red, and then he can use this to splice. Yeah, I think we just take a Ritual, leaving him with Ritual, so he can cast it for 1, add 3, use one of them to Ravings. He'll Serum Visions first, I think. So Serum Visions first, then Ritual, and then he's able to Ravings, but I think we definitely have another attack, unless he draws super well. I think we definitely get another attack, so yeah, we'll take the Ritual. I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't have a lot of experience against Storm, but alright, our opponent is at 7. We still need a land. We need a land so we can become immense and kill him next turn. So we're not out of it yet, but I think I'm okay with our position here. And we F6 and let our opponent do this thing. I think he leads with Serum Visions. I think that's what you do first. You Serum Visions, then you cast your Ritual. I mean, I guess casting the Ritual first is fine. Those are pretty interchangeable, but I don't think you. Man, the top deck Pass in Flames. That stinks. Yep, so now we can chain these Rituals, and he can Desperate Ravings for the regular cost instead of the flashback cost. He discarded Ascension though, so that's always good. And he hit another one? Alright, this is our turn. Kurt Ape is not going to get us there. I think our opponent has to block any spell kill. Yep. Goes to 2. This is what we have. Yep, if these become immense, we're literally anything else. While our opponent is doing his thing, I guess we could talk about my Twitch stream. It's Twitch TV/architect_gaming. If you guys are liking the deck, you want to see more. If you for some reason didn't see my round 1, where I went through this whole thing in round 1, I guess I can tell you again. I play Suicide Zoo on stream. We play Grixis Control, a whole bunch of other fun decks. Definitely stop by, check me out. I stream most weekdays, normally in the morning into early afternoon. If I'm not live, you can just follow me. And our opponent died. Cool. Cool. We did it. We did it, boys. Alright. Game 2. I guess. Bear with me while I'm. So our opponent kills us with either Grape Shot or a whole bunch of dudes in Empty the Warrens. I mean, we could bring in Leyline of Sanctity. We also have Nihil Spellbomb. I don't know. Like, this could be fine, but if our opponent is expecting Leyline of Sanctity, he's just going to bring in Empty the Warrens. I kind of don't want to just, like, clog up my hand with this. I just want to kill him on turn 4. I don't know. I think we definitely want Dismembers. We definitely want Dismembers for his Electromancer, but I don't know. I really only bring in Leyline against Jund and Burn, and it's a card that's really easy to play around. Like, he could bring in Wear and Tear, he could bring in Echoing Truth. It's just like Leyline of Sanctity could kill me, and it's not even necessarily going to kill him. I think it's worth keeping in the sideboard. Yeah, I think I just want to cut the Baubles. Like, 4 Thoughtseize is good enough as far as Disruption goes, that I don't think I need the Leylines. I want to keep Vines because he has Lightning Bolt, or he has access to Lightning Bolt. I don't know if every list plays it. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if this is just stupid, if I should be playing this, but the card is lights out against Burn. It's great against Jund's best draws, but here it's something that he's prepared for. It doesn't stop him going off. It only stops the one card that he tries to kill me with, and he can just definitely board in answers to this. It just doesn't seem like something I want. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, like I said, I'm keeping Vines because he has Lightning Bolt. Spellbomb is great for like when he's going to start casting spells after like a Pyromancer Ascension. I can just pop his graveyard. Also stops Past in Flames. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Again, I don't have a lot of experience against Storm, but I think I just do my thing and he does his thing, and I think I'm slightly faster. We'll see. I think the matchup really comes down to who wins the die roll, which I'm glad because I won the die roll. This hand is interesting. I have a Stomping Ground. Windswept Heath can get my Godless Shrine. I can definitely, like, I saw a sideboard card, which is fine. It's not necessarily slow. Like, this is 1, 2, 3 cards in the yard. And then, like, the Spell Bomb could be a 4th. So we could definitely become immense on turn 3. The Street Race cycles. I think this hand is great. I think it's solid. It's not like outrageously strong, but I think it's a good hand. I think I'd be a lot happier if it contained Dismember, but alright, so our opponent scryed both to the top. We'll cycle first. I guess if we draw a Wild Nicol or a Curd Ape, we'll want to play that first. We drew another land. I guess I could use the land, fetch a Blood Crypt, and then Windswept Heath can fetch Temple Garden. That gets an extra card in the yard for Become Immense, gets another land out of my deck. Yeah, Windswept Heath can grab Blood Crypt, and that, or Wooded Foothills grabs Blood Crypt, and then Windswept Heath grabs Temple Garden. That gets me all my colors, and it lets me use both of these fetch lands. Which I want to use a fetch land here, because it doesn't necessarily matter because I have the Mutagenic Growth, but say like something happens. I don't know what would happen, but like we said earlier, a 2 fetches plus 1 cantrip is enough to play Death Shadow as a 1/1. So this grabs Blood Crypt. We will bring the beats, get in there for 1. Our opponent gets another turn. Do your worst, sir. Goes Flooded Strand, pass. Death Shadow, interesting. It's almost like we planned for this card. All right. Yeah, we're gonna fetch. We're gonna cast the spell bomb. To activate prowess on the Swift Spear. This card does seem kind of meh, but it's perfectly fine. It cycles. It's going for a bolt. We have a mutagenic growth, which even if he counters, he would need another bolt to kill the Swift Spear because the prowess trigger makes me a 3/4. I feel like he actually should have bolted in response to the spell bomb. Oh, it wouldn't have mattered either way. But yeah, if he has 2 bolts, that is fine. So I guess he could have a 3rd bolt. Death Shadow means like if he has a 3rd bolt, he gets to hit my Death Shadow, but I think the odds of that are low. I don't know. I might want to wait, but I think I just want to cast it. Sure. Alright, we're going to get an extra black source in there. So we can cycle Spell Bomb, draw a card, and this way if we hit like another Death Shadow or something, we can play it. I'm going to go ahead and pop this now. If we draw, like, I don't know. I felt like it was right to wait until combat in case he wanted to, like, possibly chump with the Electromancer, but use the Ravings. He's not blocking. Like, if we cast a Taxing Probe, we can't use it. Or if we draw into Taxing Probe, we can't cast it to pump our Death Shadow while we're in combat. But we can definitely draw, like, Mutagenic Growth, Street Wraith, things like that. With him not blocking and tapped out, I'm definitely going to become immense, put him to 3. Alright, we just drew a land. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, he's at 3. This is what I have. I don't know if he can kill me from here with Electromancer and no graveyard and 3 cards. I guess it's definitely possible. I mean, I'm sure he can kill me from here, but he needs to do a lot of work to make that happen. I felt like popping the spell bomb there was fine. As it is, it looks like he's going to at least be able to Serum Visions, but I don't think he can kill me. Yeah, he's got 1 mana, so he would need to like Desperate Ravings into the Manamorphose again, into Desperate Ravings again. Which you can definitely get there, but bought them both. Whew. I don't know. Maybe I should have waited on the Spell Bomb. I felt like I don't know. I felt like taking the 2 Desperate Ravings was good enough. It seems like leaving those in the graveyard while he can cast them with the Electromancer can just let him dig pretty deep. I felt like leaving him with an Electromancer and no graveyard and 3 cards in hand means that he needs to draw very well to be able to combo me out from there. And I guess he got close. I don't know. He could. I don't know why he scooped, right? Because he cast Past in Flames, which means like he could have cast Ritual again and then into Manamorphose. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about the deck to know if he can pull his way out of it from there. But anyways, we won. On to the finals. So that is that. I will see you guys back for round 3.